You showing up for yourself is one of the most important skills and standards that you will ever actually solidify in your life. I'll tell you that right now. This will take courage. It's not like it's always easy to step into something that you want. That puts your back up against the wall and forces you to show up, to move in that direction every single day. You can have that, and you are moving towards that, and you will continue to have the self-awareness to improve along the way towards that. Listen, I'm gonna be super straightforward in this video because I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're a multimillionaire, if you've hit 8 figures, 9 figures, if you're a billionaire, or if you haven't even made 5 grand a month yet. The truth is that no matter where you are in your journey, there are things that you know you should be committing to that you haven't yet. And the truth is that everything you want is on the other side of some sort of commitment that you already know you need to face. And if you stay around and watch this video, I'm gonna get into one of the most incredible hacks or frameworks, I guess you could say, to look at how to commit to something and stick to it no matter what. The most effective way to actually step into that next level of whatever it is you want. And this can be with anything. This could be within relationships, within putting yourself out there in some way. This could be within, your health goals or whatever it is. There is more harmony, there is more peace of mind, there is more wealth, there is more of something, some form of abundance that you know you want to experience, and commitment is the only way that you are going to face that, to experience that. Now, the first thing I want to catch right now is I want to remind you, your narratives are the thing that's running everything in your life. The narratives in your head, most of them are automatic, most of them are conditioned, a lot of them live below your level of awareness, so you might not even realize that they are running the show. Now, when it comes to this thing, maybe it's just out of your peripheral, whatever you know that you want that you haven't actually committed to, there's some narrative that has actually stopped you from committing to it. Again, whether you realize it or not. And all that a commitment is an agreement with yourself that you're gonna move towards that thing that you want, that you're going to improve every single day and be open-minded rather than let whatever narrative it is stop you from that. So I met a very successful gentleman recently, and he had this narrative that because of his success or because of wherever he wasn't able to meet girls that would actually like him for him. And so it actually held him back from dating. It held him back from experiencing the kind of relationship that he would want in his life. Now, this is just one example of hundreds or thousands of examples that I could put on the table, but just to paint a picture for you so you understand it. You could see the commitment that he has to make is to put himself out there. The story that he has to change is what's stopping him from putting himself out there. Because if he wants the relationship that deep in his heart he desires, he's going to have to get past that narrative. He's going to have to commit in some way to moving towards that relationship and iterating along the way, improving along the way. And this is one of the important things. A lot of the narratives will come from the fact that you don't feel you have what you need right now. You feel like there's some other time that would be better than right now. There's something outside of you that needs to change first, or something along that nature. And the thing is that you might not be the person that can make that happen now. You might not know how to fix your particular challenge in this exact moment. But if you're moving towards it and you're open-minded, at least your mind can actually search for and find that solution. When you start to be open-minded and approach challenges with curiosity and knowing that there's some way there and you might not know it right now, but if you have the mindset that it can work out and it will work out, then your subconscious mind will find that way eventually. So the commitment to the movement towards that thing that you want, it doesn't mean you're gonna have it right away or figure it out right away, but at least you're not shutting yourself down from that thing, saying that that's not possible for you, saying that that's not worth your time or energy, because if you go about it that way, will you ever experience what you want? No. And I'll tell you right now, this is a belief you can pick up for yourself. I am a firm believer that you can have what you want in this life. All of it. It's not exclusive to one thing makes the other thing sacrificed. No, I genuinely believe that you can have it all. Now, if you're listening to this and you find that there's something you're facing immediately from just listening to this conversation, me speaking here, you're realizing that there's something you want to commit to. I want you to understand that it's commitment to the direction and it doesn't have to be a big deal. So stop putting this big brick wall up. And I want to go into some of the ways you can approach it. And in my opinion, like I said before, I'm actually going to unpack what I think is the best possible way to foolproof your commitment so that you actually follow through. So if there's something coming up for you and you know you want to commit to it, I want you to first commit to the idea that you can have that can be your reality. I want you to commit to being open-minded to moving in that direction in your own pace. It can be relaxed. You don't have to white knuckle it. It doesn't have to be this hard existential thing. It's just committing to being open-minded to that. You can have that and you are moving towards that, and you will continue to have the self-awareness to improve along the way towards that. You'll continue to have the self-awareness to also identify if something is in front of you that could potentially be the path to that. So even just a commitment to being open to that is the first thing. The second thing I would say is if there's something you're serious about, I would say short bursts or little sprints, if you want to call it that, are a great way to actually move the needle. And the steps that you take in those sprints can actually be small. I do this all the time within my community and my coaching programs. We'll actually do sprints for a month to 3 months where you are actually committing to some sort of small daily action or piece of work or movement or improvement within a certain realm every single day for that specified period of time. And if you're committed to actually improving for a specified period of time, showing up for yourself in that way, let me tell you, the results are going to be incredible because you might not see it from the first day to the second day. But if you go for a month, 2 months, 3 months, the exponential growth that happens in your mind, in your outward expression or approach, in the way that you're mentally approaching things, in your improvement within that specific domain continues to compound and build with that consistency. So even if you wanted to, let's say as an example, create content and you know you want to commit to that, if you actually committed to every single day for 3 months filming a video or filming and editing a video, even if you didn't post all of them, you are going to exponentially improve within that time. And even that improvement will open your mind up to what I said before, that it is possible. You will start to see from your embodiment, from your improvement, get the real-time proof that things are moving in the right direction. And that will give you the confidence that you actually can have that thing that you really want. If you want to take this to the next level, accountability with some sort of challenge like this will change the trajectory completely, because you showing up for yourself is one of the most important skills and standards that you will ever actually solidify in your life. I'll tell you that right now. But if you can actually start to ingrain that by staying accountable to someone else, it will drastically change the way that you show up. And remember, accountability is not to make you feel bad if you don't do the thing, but it's to hold you to that, make you face maybe even the reason that you did do it one day, so that you can learn, improve, iterate, and move on in a way that minimizes the chance of that same problem happening again. It will see the very things in your blind spots that are holding you back from that. So accountability is an incredible way to do that. Now, I said at the beginning of the video that I wanted to go over one of the most effective ways to commit to something and drastically move the needle towards whatever it is that you actually want to do. And I'm not gonna lie, this will take courage. It's not like it's always easy to step into something that you want. It can be scary, but this is gonna be one of the most effective ways to make sure that you hold true to the movement towards whatever it is you want. I've done this in many different domains of my life. I want you to figure out a way that you can commit to something that you can't back out of. Whether that's doing something and making it public, whether that's, booking a room and saying you're gonna have an event and filling that room, something that puts your back up against the wall and forces you to show up, to move in that direction every single day is the most impactful form of commitment in my opinion. So the 2 examples I'll give you, which I do in my life, are hosting events, fantastic, and triathlon, signing up to actual physical events. And I will actually tell people about it. I will put it out on social media. I will do whatever kind of accountability will even hold me to the commitment that I signed up for. So for the event, as an example, I knew that I wanted to host my own events, but it was really scary. Obviously, I'm gonna have the thoughts in my mind, the doubts when I first started running them of, what if I don't fill the room? What if I can't talk for 2 days straight? All of these different things, all of these different narratives that are holding me back back from committing to the very thing that I wanted. Now, if I put my back up against the wall by committing, by paying for a room, by doing the marketing, and by putting it out there to people that I'm having an event on this time at this date, then as soon as even one ticket sale happens, not only did I pay for the room, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is, there are now people that are expecting that event. They are planning travel to get to that event. I have paid for their food for the event or whatever else it is. And so now I have my back up against the wall where I am forced, actually forced, to commit to moving towards filling that event, filling that room, and putting on an incredible 2 days of me speaking and changing people's lives. So this is an example of a commitment that I can't back out of. Once I make the decision, I have to show up as my best self and do everything in my power to only think of the best case scenarios, to only put my attention and direct my energy towards the outcome that I would actually want. Because even if I were to rent a room and sell 3 tickets, what good would it be to sit in doubt or worry, to think of worst case scenarios? It's not gonna do anything. So all I have is myself and my choice as to what I do with that energy. And when I forced myself into a container like that, put my back up against the wall like that, I'm forced to make that decision every single day, every single moment of every single day, and do what's required for me to be the person who fills events and who goes and puts on incredible events that change people's lives. This is the same thing when it comes to my physical goals and signing up for triathlons. I have an Ironman coming up, and not only do I have other people that I'm doing it with, accountability, I've also put it out on social media, and I know that if I show up on that day and I haven't trained, it is gonna be a hell of a time for me. I probably wouldn't be able to get through it. I mean, I'm a pretty mentally strong guy, so maybe I would just from sheer willpower, but I could injure myself in the process. So because I've put my money where my mouth is, I'm now involving other people, and now my time, energy, attention, everything is forced to go towards that. I'm gonna show up for myself in a new way. I'm going to take the time to wake up a little earlier, to go to the gym, to get the membership to the pool, to do the swims, to do the drills, to do everything required to hit my health goals, because I have an event, I have something that I have committed to that basically forces me into being the person that will actually show up and produce the results I want on that day. So there's really 3 levels that we talked about this today, and I recommend starting with even just the first, but honestly escalating to the top one too. Commit to even just the mindset of being open-minded to it and starting to believe that you can have that. Improving and just making some movement towards that. Commit to some sort of challenge, some sort of sprint, where you do small little actions or improvements for a specific period of time to get you to that. And if you want to take it all the way, book a room or do something that forces you into the commitment, that forces you to show up for yourself in a setting or container that you can't back out of. Hopefully this has given you something valuable today. Hopefully you woke up to something throughout this video. And if you have any questions, as always, shoot me a message on Instagram. I do recommend, if you're getting value from these videos, like this video, subscribe to this channel. We're just committed to pouring more into all of the different techniques and frameworks and mental approaches to things that will help you change your life. I'll see you in the next one.